Welcome. Y'all tuned in to another edition of Homage Speaks. Hey, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate the support. And to continue showing that support, could y'all please click the Fresh Perspective logo to subscribe to our page so y'all can get the content as soon as we post it. But let's get right to it. I want to talk to y'all for a second about my main man, Lavar Ball. Lavar, I've been a huge supporter of you. I believe in the message that you're trying to do and trying to promote for your boys. But at sometimes I feel like you get out of control. Now I have no problem with what's been going on with you this week with Jason Whitlock and the co-host on Kind of Her show. I like it. I like when people say something to you and then you show up to the party ready to dance. I appreciate that. We need more with that because sometimes you get with the media and people say all this stuff about you, and then when it comes face to face, they have nothing to say. And for that, I commend you for that. But what I want to talk to you about real quick is about your relationship with your son. Everybody is questioning your that you're over guiding your son, and I happen to agree with those people. Now you've done a miraculous job getting these boys to that level. I mean, how many people can say they got three sons? None of their sons, I mean, their dad didn't play um, in the professional realm that they're in, but yet still you have an opportunity to get all three of those boys to the top level of basketball. That's amazing to me. Like one day I just want to get with you and see what you was doing, how you was training them, what you was feeding them, what what was going on with you in reference to getting those boys to that level. Well, what you got to do is you gotta let Lonzo go a little bit. You gotta let him be a man, let him find his way. Don't campaign for him to go to a certain team. I get it. It's your dream. It's your legend. But I heard you say some stuff like, okay, go to Boston. You don't all year you've been saying your boy's the best player, but now that the ping pong balls is dropped, now Markel Fultz the best player. Why? Because you want him to go to Boston and you want Lonzo to go to LA. Well, what if LA say we're not taking Lonzo? What if they use that pick and do something else? How about you motivate your son to prepare him for the NBA? Don't matter what team, no matter what system, what organization you go to, you work on being the best player that you can be, and you dominate like you've always dominated on every level of basketball that you played on. Middle school, high school, college. You always been one of the best. So when you get in the NBA, it don't matter the team. You just do what you always do to every team that you've been on. That's just how I view it. And at first I had high regards of Lonzo Ball and his ability, but now as I continue to watch footage and look at him closer, he's gonna be a solid NBA player. I don't know about that superstar stuff. And then you keep comparing him to Magic. What if Magic Johnson, who is Magic Johnson, look at LeVar Ball, look at Lonzo Ball, and say he ain't me? Now I think Magic has enough respect for the game and respect for LeVar as a father and what he's doing with his sons to not say publicly, "You're not me. You can't impact the game like I impact the game. You pass the ball good, but you're not rebounding the ball. You're not making people better to the level that I was, or you weren't blessed with the weapons that I had as well. Or you're just not blessed with the overall game. Let's be clear with it. If Michael Jordan didn't come into the NBA, Magic Johnson would probably be the GOAT. Magic Johnson changed the game of basketball, and I don't think Lonzo Ball is going to change the game of basketball. Every time you look to the left and throw the ball to the right, you got that from Magic Johnson. And that was his imprint on basketball and imprint on the game. So LeVar Ball just stopped doing that because what you continue to do is you're putting expectations on your son. And if you don't live up with those expectations, then it's gonna make him look like a bust. It's gonna make him look like a bum. Let the media do that. Don't you do that because they're gonna come for you. You gotta remember that you got two more sons coming through this thing. And I get it, you're trying to build a brand, you're trying to cut out the middleman, but there's more than one way to be successful. But you keep working it your way. I heard you told everybody you sold about 400, 500 pair of shoes. You keep going, you keep pushing, but you got to understand that you're going to sell the maximum amount of shoes if Lonzo balls. Like you say, you can. That's one. And two, you're going to have to get these other big industries to play ball. These shoes can't be just online release. They got to get them in the store. And Nike, Under Armour, Puma, Reebok, these established brands can stop you from doing that. So you got to rub elbows a little bit better with that, with them, because I don't think your son is going to come through like a Kobe Bryant or like a LeBron James and have his impact on the league like that. I don't think so. Just think he's going to be one of the best players in this draft class and become a solid professional basketball player, which is nothing wrong with that. But the level that you're putting him on, I don't foresee that right now. Again, you're the one who had the vision of them all making it. So I'm not gonna go against your word. I'm just gonna tell you what mine is, and just continue to work with the guys and continue to push them. But you got to step back. You got to step back and allow Lonzo's personality and Alonzo to step into this realm and just not be echoing what you say. But let's hear what Lonzo has to say. Let's hear how Lonzo feels about things because you said Lonzo don't want to play in the cold. He gonna catch cold. Well, he gonna play road games in Minnesota. He gonna play road games in Boston, and they gonna always be hot. So what he gonna do? Not wear a coat? You telling me he gonna miss the game from a flu? Nah, bro. You play when you're sick. If you ain't throwing up, you're out there. So what you're doing right now, you paint the image of your son. You're a strong father, and we commend you for that. But right now, the image that you paint for everybody that your son is soft, and he's weak. And I know one thing: you ain't raise your boys to be like that. So it's time for them to step out of your shadow. You go behind the scenes and enjoy your work. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. This thing finna take off. All the hard work you put in for the last 20-some years, it's finna pay off. But you gotta let it manifest itself and stop trying to drive the car and just get chauffeured. Let your son do the lifting for you, Dad. Father's Day coming up, and he gonna get you one of the best gifts you're gonna ever get. You're gonna see all the fruits of your labor come to pass. Because he's gonna get drafted with the top 5, in one of the top 5 picks, and you're gonna be like, man, we did that, son. But allow that to be the moment instead of being that I told y'all. No, man, you ain't tell nobody nothing. He earned that. Y'all earned that. Keep it that way. And with that being said, Jason Whitlock, I'm coming at you. How dare you defend your coworker in a situation like that? You already be saying some crazy shit to begin with, but you gonna come at that man like that after he corrected that situation? Come on, bro. Now everybody gonna come at your neck. People already don't like you because you say some foolish stuff, but now your neck finna get came at. You know, the one that we can't see. But I'm not gonna talk about your weight because I don't think that's important. What I'm talking about is your take. I mean, it's important that, I don't want you to be out of a job or unhealthy. I don't want you to be sick because you're unhealthy, but I'm just talking about your takes, man. You say some of the dumbest shit that we done ever heard. Controversial. There's a difference between being dumb and controversial. You walk that line every day, sir. But it's okay, man. You're going to get what's coming to yours, and hopefully you learn from this humbling experience, and you tighten up. And you understand that this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and it's bigger than Jason Whitlock. And you got to understand that those comments that you made got the black community in an uproar because it's foolish. It's foolish, man. You can't act like this stuff don't exist. We can't change it until we recognize that it exists. We cannot be naive to the fact that it's being black men, black families being mistreated just because of the color of our skin still in 2017. That is a fact of life, sir. But with that being said, this marks another edition of Homage Speaks.